Hello my friends and welcome. Happy Wednesday to you. I'm so excited that you were able to come and join us today. We are about to have an awesome time together. Now, I have a question. Do you guys know the Hulk? You know, the Incredible Hulk. He's part of Marvel's team of superheroes. I mean, he's a really smart guy named Dr. Banner. But when Dr. Banner gets super mad or angry, something happens to his body. Starts turning green and he gets super muscly and now he's the Hulk. You know what's crazy is we can see the Hulk in movies and think, wow, that guy got mad. Whew, I don't want to be around him when he's mad. But sometimes we get like that. You know, sometimes we get mad and we hurt those around us. We might not even mean to, but when we get angry, sometimes our emotions get out of control and we end up doing stuff that's not so nice. So today we're going to talk about Moses. He's still our ordinary hero. We're still learning about him. We're going to look at Moses and what happened when he let his anger take over his emotions and let them get out of control. But before we dive into that, let's check in with Captain Obvious because, I mean, every week it's a new thing with him. So let's see what he's up to now.
Oh, another great day. Time to be a superhero. Let's see, I got my cape on. And I've got my What happened to my mask? There's glitter all over it. I bet it was my little sister. Ariana! Ariana?
Oh, hi brother. Did you like what I did to your mask?
No, I don't like what you did to my mask. How could you mess it up like that?
I didn't mess it up. I put glitter on it. It looks pretty.
It does not. You messed it up. How could you do a thing like that? You're the worst sister ever. Now get out of here.
Now look what you have done.
Treelim! Master Treelim, I didn't see you there. Sorry about that. I kind of lost my cool.
Yes, you did. You were madder than a porcupine in a barber shop.
Huh? What does that even mean?
No questions asked. Now, did you see how your sister was crying?
Well, she should be crying. She made me mad. She put glitter all over my superhero mask. Now I look more like a princess than a superhero. She makes me so mad.
Did you notice that your anger led you to react in a destructive way?
Destructive? All I did was tell her how I felt.
Yes, but you did it in a way that hurt her. You could have told her how you felt without screaming and telling her that she was the worst sister ever. You made her cry.
Yeah, I guess I was a little hard on her, but I just couldn't help it. I was so angry.
It wasn't that you were too angry, it's that you let your anger control you.
What do you mean?
Listen, we all get angry. That's just part of life. But you must remain in control when you are angry. You cannot let anger control you and make you say and do things that you shouldn't.
Oh, kind of like Moses with the rock, huh?
Exactly. In the Bible story the kids are going to learn about today, Moses let his anger control him, and it ends up costing him a great deal.
Just like I did a few minutes ago. Oh, I really messed up, Master Tree Limb.
Well, I think you should call your sister and make things right.
Me too. Hey, Ariana, can you come in here, please?
You're not gonna yell at me again, are you?
No, not at all. I wanted to say that I'm sorry I let my anger get control of me. I said some pretty mean things. Will you forgive me?
Of course I will. And I'm gonna give you my allowance so you can buy a new mask.
Aw, you're the best sister ever. And it's time for you to get into your lesson today. You're going to learn the best Bible story ever. It's about how when you lose your cool, you always lose. But for now, I'm gonna go get me a new mask. To the obvious mobile!
What's up? What's up?
Ah, yeah. What's up, everybody? It's me, the SKI to the double TLES, Skittles in the hizzy, and I'm ready to tell you what's up. Today, we are talking about what happens when you lose control. So every time today that somebody asks you what's up, you tell them. Don't be a fool. Always keep your cool. You know, there's some stuff in life that just makes us mad. I'm so mad. But we gotta be careful not to lose control when we get angry. Or we can get mad, but we can't ever lose our cool. So anytime somebody asks you what's up, you tell them. Don't be a fool. Always keep your cool. And that's what's up. I got a rainbow of flavor, and I'm living for my savior. Skittles out, baby. Yeah.
Today's Bible story is found in Numbers chapter 20. The Israelites had been wandering in the wilderness for a long time. So you can imagine how difficult that must have been on all of them, and on Moses. And they came upon a place called Kadesh, and there was no water to drink at Kadesh. The Israelites became very thirsty, and they began to get angry and started complaining to Moses.
They began to say to Moses, "If only we had died already. Why did you bring us out here to this wilderness? You should have just left us in Egypt." And this made Moses very angry. You really can't blame him for being upset. He had risked his own life to go into Egypt, speak to Pharaoh, and demand that the Israelites be set free. God had performed miracle after miracle for the Israelites, and now they're all complaining because they're thirsty. They were slaves back in Egypt, and now they're saying they wish they had never left. Moses was very upset. He prayed to ask God what to do. God told Moses, "Gather the people together and speak to that rock, and it will pour out water. You will provide enough water from the rock to satisfy the whole community and their livestock." Did you hear what God told Moses to do? He said to speak to the rock, and it will pour out water for everyone. When Moses gathered the people together, then he let out all of his anger. He yelled, "Listen, you complainers! Do I have to bring water out of this rock?" Then he raised his staff and struck the rock twice with it. Water began to gush out, so everyone had enough water to drink. Moses struck the rock instead of speaking to it. He disobeyed God because he was so angry at the Israelites for complaining. God told Moses, "Because you did not obey me, you will not be able to lead these people into the promised land." So Moses paid a huge price for his anger and his disobedience. He let his anger control him, and it led him to disobey God. That's actually what we're going to learn about today in our lesson. as we dive deeper. We're gonna learn that when we let our anger control us, it's always gonna cost a high price. And the price is never worth it when you let your anger control you.
Hello, hello! I am Jabel, famous fashion designer extraordinaire, and I design costumes for superheroes. Today, I am working on a costume for the superhero, recognized only as Moped Susan. Well, while I'm working on that, I need you to get into today's power verse. In today's power verse it says, don't sin by letting anger control you. Psalm 4:4. What a fantastic power verse! Now, I need some help saying it with me. So, all of the girls, stand up on your feet and let's say it together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't sin by letting anger control you. Psalm 4:4. Beautiful job, girls. Have a seat, have a seat. Now I need all of my masculine men to stand up to their feet and let's say it together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't sin by letting anger control you. Psalm 4:4. Fantastic job. Have a seat, have a seat. I want to tell you a story about one time when I got mad. I was once just sitting on the park bench designing a costume, minding my own business. And then all of a sudden, I hear a car drive by and say, Zabal! I looked up and it said, your costume designs are bagalabu! And I'm telling you right now, that is Scandinavian for they are no good! I said to him, Wah! I got so mad, I started kicking over trash cans and slapping babies and pushing out carts into the middle of the road. I had lost my temper, I had lost control. And you have to remember, when you get mad, you have to take a deep breath. You cannot lose control. You have to remember today's power verse. So, I need everyone to stand with me and let's say the power verse together while I calm down. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't sin by letting anger control you. Psalm 4:4. Fantastic job. Have a seat, have a seat. Listen, while you were learning today's beautiful power verse, I finished the custom design for Moped Susan. Would you like to see?
Yeah!
Okay, here you go. Well, boys and girls, it has been very fun showing you my costume designs. But for now, I need to go design more costumes. So until next time, this is your boss saying, peace out.
Today we're learning about something that many of us struggle with. Anger. We all get angry at times. I mean, how many of you have ever gotten angry at your brother or your sister? I know I have gotten angry at my sister before. Well, what about, have any of you gotten angry at a friend? Because they did something that might have hurt you or hurt your feelings? Or maybe you even got angry at your parents because they wouldn't let you do something that you really wanted to do. Like maybe see a certain movie or spend the night over at somebody's house or go somewhere that you really wanted to go. See, there are many things that make us angry. We all get angry, and there's something that we need to understand. Anger is not a sin. It's true, anger is an emotion. And God created us to have emotion. Anger is an emotion just like happiness is an emotion. It's not a sin to be angry any more than it is a sin to be happy. Well, how do I know this? You might be like, well, how do you know? We just talked about Moses and he got angry and God said that was disobeying. Well, let's look at the Bible. In Psalm chapter 4, verse 4, it says, in your anger, do not sin. That means that it is possible to be angry and still not sin. I want you to know the difference between being angry and letting anger control you. Let's say somebody spills over your juice, and now it's everywhere, and that was the last little bit of your favorite juice. You can be upset, you can be angry because you really, really, really wanted to drink it. But then you can also calm down and it doesn't mean that you have to say something mean. Just because you're angry at what happened doesn't mean that you have to go in and do something to somebody or say something mean to somebody. No, you don't have to sin. You can just be angry, be upset because something happened that made you upset, but you don't have to act on it. See, if you get angry and you lose control, a lot of times this can come out looking like yelling. You start yelling at everybody around you. You start saying really, really mean things that You might not even mean when you're saying it, but you're just so upset you let your anger control you. And when your anger controls you, let me tell you, it goes crazy. And not in any type of good way. So we said that getting angry is not a sin. But letting anger control me, now that's a sin. See, we all have seen people lose control and yell hurtful things or throw things at someone, hit someone, or anything like that. We even mentioned the Hulk earlier. You know, when he gets so angry and turns green, he starts smashing things and busting into buildings. You know, when you lose control and let your anger gain control over you, you end up doing things that you wish you would have never done. You end up saying things that you wish you would have never said, and you hurt people that you really wish you would have never hurt. And that's why losing control is a sin. You ever heard of road rage? It's when somebody's on the road, perhaps driving, and someone cuts them off or makes them angry. Maybe they're driving too slow in front of them. Different things. So they start to lose control. Sometimes they ram their car into another person that they were mad at, or sometimes even worse. Well, Moses had a pretty bad case of road rage. He had been traveling with the Israelites a really long time. And he was so sick of hearing them complain. He lost control and his anger led him to disobeying God. And he paid a really high price for that anger. What should you do when you get angry? Do you have a choice? Do you have to lose control? Well, you sure don't. But if you can, share with us below. What should you do when you get angry? Well, when I get angry, I must learn to control my anger. So you don't have to lose control. You can control your anger. You might say, but I can't control my anger. It's just too much for me to handle. And that may be true, but guess what? God can help you handle it. You see, kids, our anger is like a hand grenade. Anybody heard of a hand grenade? They use it in war. See, by itself, just sitting there, it's pretty harmless. But if someone were to pull the pin that's holding it together so it's safe, then within a moment, it would explode and do a lot of damage. It could even kill a person. See, anger is a lot like that hand grenade. When you get angry and you lose control, you explode all over everyone around you, and you hurt people in the process. See, what you have to do when you get angry is not pull the pin. Don't allow the anger to become sin by losing control. When you're angry, stop, take a deep breath, and pray. Pray and ask God to help you. And take some more deep breaths while you pray. And then you open the door so God can come on the scene and help you control your anger before you lose control. Before you explode, and before you end up hurting people around you with your words and actions. You know, at one time or another, we've probably all lost control with our anger. We probably all said some things and hurt some feelings that we really wish we hadn't. But I want you to know that when we pray to God and we ask Him to help us, He will. So it's my prayer for you that when you are angry, you can stop, take a deep breath, and pray. That you would allow God in that moment to come and help you. Give you a great big hug to hold you back, to make sure that you don't lose control.
Alright, before we go, let's play our favorite Wednesday night game, Brain Drain.
Brain drain.
What's up today? Don't get mad, get glad. Stay calm. Don't be a fool. Always keep your cool. What's up today? What did Skittles tell us was up today? Don't get mad, get glad. Stay calm. Don't be a fool. Always keep your cool. What is up today? Yeah! Skittles told us, don't be a fool. Always keep your cool. Good job. Question number 2. What were the Israelites complaining about in our Bible story? What were the Israelites complaining about in our Bible story? They were hungry, they were tired, or they were thirsty. What was it they were complaining about? They were hungry, they were tired, they were thirsty. Yeah, good job. They were thirsty. Question number 3. What did God tell Moses to do to the rock? What did God tell Moses to do to the rock? He told him to eat it, speak to it, or dance around it. What did God tell Moses to do to the rock? Eat it, speak to it, or dance around it? And that's right. He told Moses to speak to it. Good job, guys. Question number 4. What did Moses do to the rock? What did Moses do to the rock? He spoke to it, he juggled it, or he struck it twice with his staff. Which one of these is actually what Moses did to the rock? Spoke to it, juggled it, struck it twice with his staff. It's choices. I wonder which one it could be. Well, the correct answer is that he struck it twice with his staff. But is that what God told him to do? So, question number 5, what was the punishment that God gave Moses because of what he had done? So I'm guessing what Moses chose to do was definitely not what God wanted him to do. So what was the punishment? He was not allowed to lead the Israelites into the promised land, he didn't give him candy, or he sent him to Egypt. What did God give Moses as a punishment? He wasn't allowed to lead the Israelites into the promised land, he didn't give him candy, or he sent them to Egypt. Which one of these was the punishment? Yes, he was not allowed to lead the Israelites into the promised land because he had disobeyed God. Question number 6. According to our lesson today, anger is not a blank. Anger is not a blank. It's not a dog, a sin, or a choice. Anger is not a dog. Anger is not a sin. Anger is not a choice. Which one of those fills that blank in from our lesson today? Yuppity yup. Anger is not a sin. Good job, guys. Question number 7. Letting anger blank me is a sin. So according to our lesson today, letting anger blank me is a sin. Letting anger control me is a sin. Letting anger own me is a sin. Letting anger follow me is a sin. Which one of those words fits in that blank according to our lesson today? Control, own, follow. Yes, control. If we let our anger control us, that's when we sin. Question number 8. According to our lesson today, I must learn to control my blank. I must learn to control my blank. I must learn to control my dancing. I must learn to control my laughter. Or I must learn to control my anger. Which one of those must we learn to control? Dancing, laughter, anger. One of those is the correct blank filler. Yes, we must learn to control our anger. Question number 9. Is it possible to be angry without sinning? Is it possible to be angry without sinning? Yes or no? Is it possible to be angry about something but not sin? Yes or no? Yes, it's absolutely possible to be angry and still not sin. Question number 10, our final one. Where was our power verse found? Where was our power verse found? Luke 3:8, Psalm 4:4, or Genesis 1:1? Where was our power verse found today? Luke, Psalm, Genesis, you tell me. Good job, yeah. Our power verse was found in Psalm chapter 4, verse 4. Great job, amigos. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I had such a blast playing this game with you. I'm so happy that you were able to tune in, but right now our time is coming to an end. And that's okay. We get a little sad because we want to keep going, but we'll see each other Sunday morning right here. Don't forget to tune in. I'll be so happy to see you once again. But until then, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week and that you've enjoyed spending time here today. The main thing that you should remember is what? Don't be a fool, we should keep our cool. It's okay to be angry, it's part of life, but we shouldn't let our anger control us. I love you and I miss you, and I'll see you soon. God bless.